Every woman who's ever made a man fall deeply, madly in love with her did one thing that most women today refuse to do because they think it makes them look desperate. And that's exactly why most women never experience a man being truly obsessed with them. Not obsessed in a creepy way, but obsessed in that can't stop thinking about you, can't imagine his life without you kind of way. There's one gesture, one simple thing you can do that flips a switch inside a man's brain and heart. And when you do it, his whole body responds in ways he can't control. You don't need to be a supermodel. You don't need to have the perfect life or be wildly successful or have some amazing personality. This goes so much deeper than any of that. It's something that any woman can do starting right now, but almost nobody does it anymore because we've been taught that it's the wrong move, that it makes us look weak or needy. Today I'm going to break down exactly what this gesture is, why it makes men react so powerfully on a level they don't even understand themselves, how you can tell when it's actually working on him, and most importantly, how to do it in a way that feels completely real and natural to who you are, not like you're putting on some act. But real quick before we dive in, if you're enjoying this video, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you turn on the bell so you catch every video that actually helps you understand how men think. All right, now let's get into it. Quick question for the comments. Tell me what city and country you're watching from right now. And also, be honest with me, do you actually believe that one tiny gesture can make that big of a difference with a man? I really want to know what you think because it helps me understand what you need from these videos. The mistake almost every woman makes. Here's the thing. Most women, when they want to connect with a man or get him interested, think they need to impress him with interesting stories, with being funny, with looking perfect, with seeming like they have this amazing independent life. But the reality is totally different. A man's body reacts before his mind does. We're talking milliseconds here. His nervous system has been shaped over thousands of years to pick up on your intentions, your energy, your emotions almost instantly. That's why a man can meet a woman and within seconds he already has this gut feeling. He feels safe with her. He trusts her. There's something here. Or the complete opposite happens. He can't always put it into words or explain it logically, but he feels it deep in his body. That ability isn't some magical thing. It's just biology. And this is exactly where the gesture I want to talk about today fits in. What happens when a man picks up on something authentic, plus safety, plus real intention from you? Something flips inside him emotionally that he can't control on purpose. His natural walls come down. An opening happens emotionally. And here's the most powerful part. His body will betray him. He can't hide what he's feeling. The gesture that melts him, the three parts that make it work. This gesture isn't just one simple thing. It's three elements combined together. And when you do them right, they create a massive impact on him. The calm and intentional energy. I'm not saying you need to move in slow motion like you're in some dramatic movie. I mean, you interact with him with purpose, but you're not rushing anything. You're not frantically trying to fill every second. You give his nervous system time to process your presence and get comfortable with your energy. What does this communicate to him on a level he doesn't even think about consciously? That you have control over yourself, that you're a woman who doesn't rush things when emotions are involved, and that shows maturity. It shows clear intention, but not impulsiveness. It shows respect for his emotional space and yours. The warm eye contact that isn't needy. This is the most delicate part because you have to find that perfect balance. It's not staring at him intensely like a predator. It's not looking away shyly or avoiding his eyes every few seconds. It's eye contact that says, I'm here with you right now in this moment, and I don't need anything from you to feel okay. The difference between eye contact that melts a man and eye contact that makes him uncomfortable comes down to your intention behind it. If you're looking at him searching for validation, searching for approval, trying to see if he likes you, he senses that and it pushes him away. But if you look at him just to share the moment, to actually be present with him, his response is completely different. The relaxed silence, the most powerful element. This is where most women completely fall apart. As soon as there's a second of silence, they get nervous and start talking non-stop to break the tension. They feel like they have to fill the space with words. But silence, wait. and you handle it the right way, is magnetic. It's not awkward silence or empty silence. It's silence that's full of presence, full of confidence, full of connection. You're saying without words, I don't need to fill this space with noise because I'm comfortable with myself and I'm comfortable with you. Why this combination works so well, the science behind it. When you combine these three elements together, the calm energy activates something in his nervous system called the parasympathetic system. That's the system that controls relaxation, connection, safety. If you move too fast or seem frantic, you trigger his sympathetic system, which is alert mode, fight or flight mode. The warm, present eye contact releases a hormone in his brain called oxytocin. That's the bonding hormone, the trust hormone. The relaxed silence creates what I call positive vulnerability. He has space to actually feel what's happening between you without constant interruptions. His subconscious mind starts processing things. This woman is safe, she's mature, she's not afraid of real intimacy. I can let my guard down with her. Clear signs that it's actually working on him. You can't fake these responses. When the gesture is having an effect on him, his body responds in ways he can't control. Learn to recognize these signs. A slight smile appears on his face for no reason. Not the polite smile he gives everyone. It's an internal one that comes from feeling something good inside. He holds eye contact longer than usual, and his eyes look softer, more open, more receptive to you. Unconscious touches happen. He touches his hair, his face, his neck. These are self-soothing behaviors that come from attraction mixed with positive nervous energy. His body moves closer to you without him deciding to do it. He leans his torso in. He takes a step closer. He removes physical barriers between you. His voice changes and gets softer, becomes more warm and personal in tone. Body orientation matters. His feet and torso point toward you. His posture opens up. These signals are almost impossible to fake. They're real responses happening in his body. How to do it naturally so it doesn't feel like you're acting. The number one key here is don't turn this into a performance. If you do it thinking, okay, now I'm going to use the gesture so he falls for me, it loses all its power. Men can spot manipulation from a mile away, trust me. So how do you make it authentic and real? Start from a place of actually being present. Don't do it to get something from him. Do it because you're genuinely enjoying the moment with him. Move calmly the way you would when you're at home, completely relaxed. Look at him without searching for approval. Don't scan his face trying to see if it's working or if he likes you. That breaks the whole energy. Embrace the silence. Learn to be comfortable when there's a pause. The more comfortable you are with silence, the more powerful the moment becomes for him. Practice this in everyday life, not just with men you're interested in. Be present with friends, with family, with strangers. The more you develop this quality of presence in general, the more natural it becomes when you're with a man you actually like. The deeper reason this works and what it really means, this gesture that melts a man isn't some dating trick. It's not a manipulative technique you pull out when you want something. It's simply the natural expression of a woman who is comfortable in her own skin, who doesn't need external validation to feel good about herself, who can offer presence and safety without demanding anything in return, who knows how to create real intimacy without being invasive or pushy. When you develop that quality of presence, it doesn't just change your interactions with men. It changes your entire life. It changes how you show up in every relationship, every friendship, every situation. So the next time you're with a man you're interested in, remember it's not about conquering him or winning him over. It's about offering a safe space where he can actually be vulnerable and real. That's what men are starving for, even though most of them don't even know it. They're so used to women performing, trying to impress them, playing games, testing them. When a woman shows up who's just real, just present, just comfortable being herself, it's like he can finally breathe. Most women have been taught that to get a man, you need to be a challenge. You need to make him chase you. You need to play hard to get. And look, there's a time and place for healthy boundaries and not being too available. But what I'm talking about is different. I'm talking about when you're actually in a moment with him, when you're face to face, when you have his attention. That's when this gesture becomes everything, because in those moments, game playing pushes him away. Presence pulls him in. Think about the women in your life who men are naturally drawn to. I'm not talking about the women who are just physically attractive. I'm talking about the women who have men orbiting around them, wanting to be near them, feeling something they can't explain. Those women have mastered this. They have a calmness about them. They have a way of making a man feel seen and safe. They don't rush. They don't fill every second with noise. They're just there, fully there, and that presence is intoxicating to men. The role of feminine energy in all of this. Now, I want to talk about something that might be uncomfortable for some women to hear, but it's important. We live in a world that tells women they need to be in their masculine energy all the time. Be independent, be strong, don't need anyone, prove yourself, compete. And again, those qualities have their place, especially in your career and personal goals. But when it comes to connecting with a man romantically, being stuck in masculine energy all the time pushes him away. Masculine energy is about doing, achieving, controlling, protecting. Feminine energy is about being, receiving, allowing, nurturing. And here's the thing, this gesture I'm teaching you, this is pure feminine energy. It's about being present, not doing more. It's about receiving the moment, not controlling it. It's about allowing connection, not forcing it. And when a man encounters real feminine energy, something ancient in him wakes up. His masculine energy naturally rises to meet it. He wants to pursue, he wants to protect, he wants to provide, he wants to show up for you. But if you're always in your masculine energy, always doing, always controlling, always proving, there's no space for his masculine energy to show up. You're doing his job for him and it kills the attraction. This doesn't mean you become weak or submissive. That's not what I'm saying at all. It means you understand when to be in which energy. At work, with your goals, with your boundaries, absolutely be in your masculine energy. But when you're in an intimate moment with a man, when you're building connection, you need to allow your feminine energy to come forward. And this gesture, this calm presence with warm eye contact and comfortable silence, this is how feminine energy shows up. It's receptive, it's open, it's soft, and it's incredibly powerful because most women have forgotten how to access it. They think being soft means being weak, but it's actually the opposite. It takes tremendous strength to be soft, to be open, to be vulnerable, to not control every outcome. Weak women put up walls and play games and test men constantly. Strong women can be present and open because they trust themselves to handle whatever happens. What men are actually looking for and why this gesture gives it to them. Here's something most women don't understand about men. Yes, men are visual. Yes, men notice physical attraction first. But that's not what makes a man fall in love. That's not what makes him commit. That's not what makes him choose you over everyone else. What makes a man fall deeply is feeling something with you that he doesn't feel with anyone else. It's feeling like he can finally stop performing and just be himself. It's feeling safe enough to let his guard down. It's feeling seen for who he really is, not just what he provides or achieves. And this gesture creates all of that. When you're present with him, when you look at him with warm eyes that aren't judging or testing him, when you're comfortable in silence and not demanding constant entertainment, he feels something he rarely feels. Peace, safety, home. Men are out in the world every day performing, competing, proving themselves, wearing masks, playing roles. When he's with you and you offer him this kind of presence, it's like he can finally take off the armor. And once a man feels that with you, he doesn't want to let you go. He'll do whatever it takes to keep you in his life because you become his safe place in a chaotic world. The common fears women have about doing this and why they're wrong. I know what some of you are thinking right now. If I do this, won't he think I'm too interested? Won't he lose interest because I'm not challenging him? Won't I look weak or desperate? These are valid fears because we've been conditioned to think that showing any softness or openness makes us vulnerable to being hurt. But here's the reality. Playing hard to get might create temporary interest, but it doesn't create deep connection. A man might chase you because you're a challenge, but he won't fall in love with you because of it. Real attract, ion, the kind that lasts, comes from genuine connection. And you can't have genuine connection when you're playing games and putting up walls. Now, I'm not saying you should do this with every random guy you meet. I'm not saying you should be an open book with men who haven't earned your trust. What I'm saying is, when you're with a man you're actually interested in, when you're in a moment that has potential, don't sabotage it by being overly guarded or performing or playing games. Let yourself be present. Let yourself be real. The right man will recognize that as the rare gift it is and move towards you, not away from you. Another fear women have is, what if I do this and he still doesn't like me? What if I'm vulnerable and I get rejected? And look, that's always a possibility. Not every man is going to be right for you. Not every man is going to feel what you feel. But here's what I know for sure. If you're always performing, always wearing a mask, always playing it cool, you'll never know if he likes the real you or just the version you're presenting. At least when you show up authentically with presence, if he walks away, you know it wasn't right. And that saves you time and heartache in the long run. Plus, the men who are emotionally mature, the men who are actually ready for something real, those are the men who will recognize this gesture and move closer. The men who are emotionally unavailable or just looking for something casual will probably be scared off by your presence and authenticity. And honestly, that's a good thing. It's a filter. You want to filter out the men who can't handle a real woman showing up real. How this gesture changes the entire dynamic between you. When you master this gesture, something shifts in how men respond to you across the board. It's not just about romantic situations. Men start treating you differently in general. They respect you more. They listen to you more carefully. They want to be around you. They feel comfortable opening up to you. Why? Because presence is rare. Most people are distracted, anxious, performing, thinking about what they're going to say next. When you're someone who can actually be present, people feel it. They're drawn to it like a magnet. And in romantic situations specifically, this gesture puts you in the driver's seat without you having to do anything aggressive or controlling. You're not chasing him. You're not playing hard to get. You're just being present. And that presence makes him want to chase you. It makes him wale so posibata kuatat. And to impress you. It makes him want to earn more of your time and attention because men value what they have to work for, but they don't want to work for games. They want to work for something real. And when they sense you're the real deal, when they sense that being with you means experiencing genuine connection and peace, they'll move mountains to keep you. The practice that makes this natural for you. If this doesn't feel natural to you right now, that's okay. Most women have been so conditioned to perform and control and be in their heads that being present feels weird at first. So here's how you practice. Start small. Practice being present in low stakes situations. When you're talking to a friend, actually listen instead of thinking about what you're going to say next. When you're in line at the coffee shop, be there instead of scrolling your phone. When you're eating a meal, actually taste the food instead of eating mindlessly. The more you practice presence in everyday life, the more natural it becomes. Then, when you're with a man you're interested in, it won't feel like you're trying to do something. It'll just be who you are. Also, practice getting comfortable with silence. Sit in silence by yourself for 5 minutes a day. No phone, no TV, no distractions, just you and the quiet. At first it'll be uncomfortable, but eventually you'll find peace in it. And once you're comfortable with silence yourself, you'll be comfortable with silence around others. Practice making eye contact, not just with men you're attracted to, but with everyone. Look people in the eyes when you talk to them. Hold it for a few seconds longer than feels comfortable. You'll start to notice how powerful eye contact is and how rare it is for people to actually make real eye contact. Why this works even if he's been hurt before. One of the most common questions I get from women is, what if he's been hurt in the past? What if he has walls up? What if he's not emotionally available? And here's the beautiful thing about this gesture. It works especially well with men who have been hurt because those men are starving for something real. They've been burned by games, by manipulation, by women who weren't genuine. So when they encounter a woman who shows up with authentic presence, who isn't playing games, who's just real, their walls start to come down almost automatically. Now, I'm not saying this is magic that will heal every wounded man instantly. Some men are too hurt or too damaged to be in a healthy relationship, and you can't fix that. But for men who are healing, who are ready to open up again but are cautious, this gesture is exactly what they need. It signals to them on a deep level that you're safe, that you're different, that they can trust you. And that's when real healing and real connection can begin. The long-term impact of making this your natural way of being. When you truly embody this gesture, when it becomes part of who you are and not just something you do to attract men, your entire life transforms, your relationships deepen, your friendships become more meaningful, your connection with family improves, you start experiencing life more fully because you're actually present for it instead of constantly thinking about the past or worrying about the future. And with men specifically, you start attracting a different caliber of man. The players, the emotionally unavailable guys, the ones just looking for something casual, they'll sense your depth and either step up or step away. And the men who are truly ready for something real, the ones who are emotionally mature and looking for genuine connection, they'll be drawn to you like you the only woman in the room, because in a world full of women performing and playing games,